Thank you.
Well, we are all thinking about that tax deadline that's looming, but today we're going to talk about a different kind of deadline with our friend Richard Griffin with the Griffin Law Firm. Thanks for being here. So you're going to talk about deadlines as it pertains to personal injury.
I am. It's one of those things where people, sometimes they may know that there are deadlines and sometimes they may not. And there's a lot of different types of things that if you don't do things timely, it's going to have a huge impact in the value of your case. Or it could even mean that you don't have a recovery at all. You could lose your claim altogether. The best thing to do is to call as soon as you're in an accident, because there's going to be a lot of things that we can do. Those deadlines are going to be taken care of.
Yeah, I don't think people realize you have to do this by this date, or this by this date, or you lose your settlement that you could be entitled to.
That's right. In fact, I have a graphic I'd love for them to pull up because it really demonstrates what we're talking about. You've got personal injury deadlines. The ones in black are the ones that they are not deadlines as much as they are. If you don't do them, you could have a big problem. Call the police. If you don't call the police, they may say they were at fault, but later deny that they were involved in the accident or say you were at fault. So that could be a huge problem if you don't do that. Get witness information. If you don't get that at the scene, that may be information that you never can get again. And witness recorded statements are things that we use to really cement in liability. Get medical treatment. Adjusters will jump on that. And if you think, well, maybe I'll wait, maybe I'll see if I hurt less tomorrow, you wait a week, you wait a month, pretty soon the adjuster's not going to pay you anything. So those are kind of soft deadlines, if you will. The hard deadlines I put in yellow, yellow with the red writing, insurance notification. There are a lot of insurance policies, and one of the things that I do is to find all the different policies. Sometimes there could be 4 or 5, but you've got to get them written notice. It has to be done timely. If not, you lose the coverage. Anti-litem notice is notice to government defendants. So if you don't give written notice to the right part of the government, if it's a city, if it's a state, if it's a county, you can lose your claim in as short as 6 months. Sometimes it's a year. And then the statute of limitations, that is the hard deadline, 2 years from the date of the accident. If you don't get your recovery or get a lawsuit filed, your claim is over. And we've had adjusters tell people who weren't represented, hey, just wait another week and we'll talk about some big numbers. And it turned out another week would have been the statute of limitations. So that was early in my practice, and I got the lawsuit filed on the day before the statute ran.
Wow, I didn't know you had to actually write your insurance company a written thing. That's interesting
you do.
To know.
Uninsured motorist and underinsured is one of those things where it can be coverage for the car you're in, you can personally have it, or your family members may have it that live with you. So there are a lot of different places to look, and if you don't get that notice to them, and sometimes, believe it or not, it could be as short as 30 days in the policy. Each policy is written differently, which makes it where they have a big loophole to get out of coverage.
Do you have some examples of that you've done?
I do. I've got some examples where we have made a huge difference. Not only do you avoid deadlines by getting us involved, but we're going to make sure you get that great recovery. One recovery we got was $2.5 million when there was a head-on collision, fractured leg, punctured lung, rib broken, coma. We had another one that was an auto accident where a back surgery was required and involved a pickup truck. Huge impact, $1 million recovery. That was a jury verdict. Then we had another one where a refrigerator, believe it or not, was installed improperly. It fell over and pinned a really nice lady against her granite countertop island. She ended up having permanent injuries, and we got $1 million from that. And then there was another that involved a big truck and a neck and back and knee injury, and we got $595,000 for that. So those are examples of some really great recoveries, and we do our best to get everything they're entitled to. And by doing that, it's going to even the playing field. It's one of those things where if you don't get help, adjusters are going to save money, and it's going to be at your expense. We're going to make sure you get that medical treatment. We're going to find all the insurance. We're going to get the documentation for the lost wages. We're going to use jury verdict research in negotiations to maximize that recovery. And we're going to litigate if they don't do the right thing.
I can't imagine what would have happened to those actual clients of yours had they not called you. I doubt their settlements would have been that big.
That's true.
Probably not.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That's a deadline we all needed to know about. Thank you, Richard. Don't forget to get the help you need. Contact the Griffin Law Firm. You can call the number 877-PAIN-LAW. You can also log on to 877painlaw.com.